Hi, I have welcome to Kaivo. This is episode 15 of C-Aptitude. So this is today's episode question. So here we have a main function. The first three lines are just declaration of the variables a, b, c and d. And the last two statements are just printing these values. So all we have to focus here is the first three lines because that is where the magic happens. So we'll leave the rest of the two lines, that is the printf statements, because it is just printing the value of a as a is equal to something, blah blah blah. Right, so we'll just leave those statements and we'll just focus on the first three statements. So here we have those statements. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1. It is straightforward, just assigning the values of a as 1 and b as 1. There is no complications here. So let's move on to the next line. In c is equal to a or minus b. So what is the value of a that is being stored here? The value of a is 1. So 1 or minus b. So minus b is pre-decrement operator. So the value of the b would be taken, it would be decremented by 1 and the decremented value would be used to evaluate this expression. That is in the usual cases, but that is a specific case that is being used here. This is an exception case. So what is the exception here? If the value of the first element or the first value in the expression in an OR operator is 1 or true, then the rest of the part will not even be evaluated or executed. This is a special unique quality to OR operator. Okay, because if for an OR operator to return as the value of 1 or true, either one of them should be true. In this case, since the value of a is 1, that is true, no matter what the value of the other expression is, the answer would be 1. No matter whether it's 0 or 1, the answer is 1. And hence, this part will not even be evaluated because we have the value of a as 1. So, the conclusion here is the value of a is 1, the value of b is 1, it is not decremented, it is still 1, and the value of c is stored as 1. So, after this expression, so the value of a is 1, b is 1 as well as c. Okay, so let's move on to the next statement. Int d is equal to a minus ampersand, like the AND operator, and minus b. So this is post decrement and this is pre decrement. Okay, so what is the value of a that will be used here? The value of a used here is 1. As it is post decrement, in this expression the value of a is 1, but after the evaluation of this expression, the value would be decremented to 0. So here the value of a used is 1 and minus b. Initially the value of b is 1, but since it is pre-decrement, the decremented value would be used. So when we decrement the value of b, that is 1, by 1, we'll get 0. So the value that is being used here is 0. So 1 and 0. For an AND operator, if either one of them is false or 0, the resultant would be false, that is 0. And hence, the value of d, the resultant value, would be 0 since we have the value here as 0. Okay, so the value of a is being decremented to 0, the value of b is being decremented to 0, value of c is 1 as we saw in the earlier expression, and now the value of d is also 0. So these are the values. C is equal to 1, d is equal to 0, right? So the values that will be printed is a 0, b 0, c is equal to 1 and d is equal to 0. This is the output that we get for this question. Now let's move on to a compiler and verify this output. So here we have the exact code copy pasted. Now let's run this code and verify our output. A is equal to 0, b is equal to 0, c is equal to 1 and d is equal to 0. This is the exact same output that we saw in the presentation earlier. So this is the answer to this question. Now let's move on to the right-hand question. So that is a slight variation that is being done to this question than the previous question that we just solved. So now the value of a is 1 but the value of b is 0. So what is the output that we get in this case? Let me know your answers in the comment section below. If you love this video, please drop a like and comment down below if you have any questions. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next episode of C-Aptitude. Until then, bye bye.